Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, new concerns from national public health officials that many Republicans don't plan to get the COVID-19 shot. How they're hoping former President Trump can help. Plus, here at home, public health opens up new vaccine eligibility to several new groups. We'll tell you who can get the shot and how to make your appointment. Plus, the Kern County Fire Department welcomes 31 new firefighters to its ranks today, filling vacancies and easing the burden on current crew members. We'll talk to some about their journeys to graduation, what it's like to finally start their dream job, and advice for kids in the community. This is Monday, March 15th, 2021. Good morning, 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen, anchoring from here at home. Alex Fisher in studio. And we're also on storm watch yet again this morning. After that round last week of rain and snow, we could see another storm move in sometime today. Alex?
Yeah, and in some parts of Kern County, they're already seeing the rain and even some snow showers as well. Let's turn things over to Kevin Charette. He's been tracking our forecast this morning. And sure enough, Kev, we're starting a new work week with some rain. Kev?
Yeah, we are definitely seeing some rain showers moving in right now. It's all rain at this time because the snow levels, they haven't dropped yet, but we are expecting that to kind of switch over into some snow in the Kern County mountains as we go throughout the day. If we show you the satellite and radar right now, you can see these showers are pushing into the area, and we are starting to see some measurable rain. I've got 1/100 of an inch out here on the west side of town, but one thing on radar here you're seeing is the indication of the green. That is the rain. If it was white, and we would be looking at snow. So we're right on the edge here out of Tehachapi over the Grapevine, but at this time it is rain. Take a look downtown Bakersfield. It is wet, so just take it easy on our roadways. We've got 51 degrees, an east wind at 3 miles per hour, and you can see in our hour-by-hour forecast, we're going to be looking at these showers pretty much all day, and then tapering off by tonight, and we'll be dry for your Tuesday. Here's a look at Tehachapi, and it is pouring right now, and again, this is in terms of rain, because we've got a temperature right now of 39 degrees. So we haven't seen that colder air move in just yet. A northwest wind at 7, visibility at the airport at 3 miles. But we do have a winter weather advisory in place until 11 o'clock tonight. We also have a wind advisory out in the Mojave area until 11 o'clock tonight as well. In terms of our roadways this morning, there are no delays on the I-5 or the 58 at this time. We'll be watching that carefully as these snow levels are expected to drop, and you can see here hour by hour by 7 a.m. rain and snow, and as that snow level comes down, we are expecting to switch over to some snow throughout the day. So how much rain and how much snow could we pick up here in the valley and up in the mountains? I've got more on that coming your way in just a little bit.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. One of America's top doctors is urging former President Trump to go public supporting the coronavirus vaccine. Tracy Potts has that story, plus how many Americans are now protected.
Good morning, Alex. Good morning, everyone. Yes, more people are getting vaccinated. We've got those numbers for you. And that will likely be part of the message as the Biden team hits the road this week. Public health officials are pushing the coronavirus vaccine on conservative media after an NPR PBS Marist poll found nearly half of Trump supporters don't plan to take it.
I don't think that it's 100% safe and effective.
Now, America's top infectious disease expert is urging the former president to speak up.
How such a large proportion of a certain group of people would not want to get vaccinated merely because of political consideration. It makes absolutely no sense.
As former presidents roll out a new public service announcement,
it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
More people are getting shots. The government says more than a quarter of adults have had at least one dose, and 15% of the population is fully protected. The new relief bill provides money for vaccine distribution and $422 billion in direct payments.
There'll be $1,400 checks going out to the members of 85% of American households.
Those payments started hitting bank accounts over the weekend.
I knew immediately I would be able to get cataract surgery finally.
Republicans point out billions approved for pensions, libraries, and the arts that they say have nothing to do with the virus.
To call this COVID relief is really false advertising.
This week, the Biden administration hits the road to convince the public otherwise. 7 stops in 5 days, starting today with Vice President Harris in Las Vegas. I'm Tracy Potts, 17 News.
Your time now is 5:05. Meantime, Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy will lead a 13-member congressional delegation to the Texas-Mexico border today as concerns about a surge in unaccompanied migrant children continues to grow. The visit comes 2 days after FEMA announced it will help children found at the border avoid being treated as detainees of Customs and Border Protection. Instead, the children will more quickly move into the care of the Department of Health and Human Services. More than 3,200 unaccompanied migrant children are being housed in Customs and Border Protection holding facilities. More than half are being held in so-called ice boxes not intended for children. The Biden administration has avoided calling the situation a national emergency. The border tour is set to take place this afternoon at 1. Now to the latest on COVID-19 in Kern County. Public Health reporting 1 new coronavirus death yesterday, along with 64 new cases. The death toll now stands at 988 lives lost. An average of 100 people are getting infected every day, down more than 1,000 from 2 months ago. 97 people are hospitalized, with 32 patients being treated in intensive care units. And as the pandemic's death toll still continues to grow here in Kern, Public Health is opening vaccine eligibility to a wider range of Kern residents. Groups now eligible include pregnant women and groups with health conditions like cancer, type 2 diabetes, and chronic kidney disease. It also covers people with developmental disabilities and those in certain work settings like public transit. Public health officials say it will be easy for those in high-risk groups to sign up for their shots, and the new guidelines take effect today. And a reminder, if you're in those eligible groups, you can sign up for a vaccine appointment using the state's myturn.ca.gov website. You can also call 833-422-4255 to schedule an appointment.
Several organizations teamed up to provide COVID-19 vaccines to local farm workers. The vaccine clinic happened Saturday at the 40 acres plot of land in Delano. The United Farm Workers, Cesar Chavez Foundation, the Latino COVID-19 Task Force, and the County of Kern came together to organize the mass vaccination site. They say they plan to vaccinate thousands of farm workers.
Part of my work in the Cesar Chavez Foundation is to ensure that my father's legacy continues to be relevant in today's world. And there is nothing more relevant in today's world than getting farm workers and getting people vaccinated.
The historic 40 acres plot of land holds a lot of significance for farm workers in Kern County. Since the 1960s, it's where farm workers organized the fight for their labor rights. It's also where the United Farm Workers movement began under Cesar Chavez. There will be vaccination clinics at 40 acres every weekend this month, on Saturdays from 1 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Another group set to receive vaccines, homeless members of our community. The mission at Kern County says it will receive about 100 doses of the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine to distribute to homeless community members, slowing the spread of the virus among vulnerable groups. Vaccines will be given out at the center today. But just a reminder, this is not a walk-up clinic for the general public.
5:08 your time now, and people are rolling up their sleeves in the thousands to be protected from COVID-19. State data shows that over 5,300 people got their doses Saturday alone. That's the highest number of vaccinations in a single day since they became available, with a record of 5,374. That's 5,374 shots given in Kern alone. A year into the pandemic, Kern has lost nearly 1,000 residents to this deadly virus. 17 News is providing this space for the community to honor their loved ones by uploading their photos and sharing names and memories. You can head to our website, kget.com, and click the hot link icon. And Wednesday will mark 1 year to the day from our first confirmed COVID-19 case in Kern County. On that day, be sure to tune in to 17 News at Sunrise for a special 1-hour newscast on the pandemic. We're taking a look back at our community's journey through it and associated lockdowns and remembering those we've lost. Again, that's this Wednesday on 17 News at Sunrise.
A teen from Indiana is one of around 3,000 people involved in a youth study for the COVID-19 Moderna vaccine. She tells us what her experience has been so far. Alan Carter reports.
At the very least, COVID-19 has been disruptive to all of our lives, something acutely felt
Caroline really wants me to shout her out, but
by 13-year-old Maria Beck.
School, athletics, friends, like anything, it was just not the best time.
So when the opportunity presented itself to be part of the solution, she jumped at the chance.
I mean, I heard the word vaccine and I immediately just sort of fell in.
Beck is one of about 3,000 people in a youth study of the Moderna vaccine, suggested by her mother, who heard about it from a friend.
You know, I just Googled it and I found a news article about it, which had a phone number, and I called the phone number and we went I called on a Monday and we went the next Monday.
Last week, Beck got her second shot at the lab in Cincinnati.
Wow. It's Velocity Clinical Research.
Yeah.
Which may be the vaccine or a placebo, but says she did notice a bit of a change after that second shot.
My head sort of hurt, my throat sort of felt dry, my arm did feel a little bit hurt.
But vaccine or not, she's just proud to help.
I feel like me putting my impact and help on that by testing it out really helped, and I felt like I was, just helping.
I think she does feel proud of herself. I mean, I think she should. You know, she really never hesitated.
Welcome back here at 5:20 this morning, making headlines around the nation today. Jury selection continues in the murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. Chauvin now faces 3 charges in George Floyd's death, second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter, as well as a third-degree murder charge that was reinstated Thursday. So far, 7 of the 14 jurors needed for the trial have been seated, and opening statements are expected to begin in 2 weeks. Jury selection is scheduled to resume today at 10 a.m. Chicago police are investigating a shooting at a party overnight where 15 people were shot. 2 of those victims have died. It happened around 4:45 a.m. in Chicago's Park Manor neighborhood. Police Superintendent David Brown says several victims are still in surgery, and detectives have not been able to speak to many of the people who witnessed the crime. 4 guns were recovered at the scene. No suspects are in custody. Police say they're trying to figure out what kind of party it was and what led to the shooting.
Saints quarterback Drew Brees announced his retirement from the NFL yesterday. The 42-year-old is the NFL's leader in career completions and yards passing. Brees posted in part, quote, "Each day I poured my heart and soul into being your quarterback. Till the very end, I exhausted myself to give everything I had to the Saints organization, my team, and the great city of New Orleans." Brees posted the news on his Instagram with a special video message from his 4 children.
After 15 years in the Saints and 20 years in the NFL, our dad is finally going to retire. So we can spend more time with us. Yay!
I'm sure they're definitely excited about that. Brees made clear in his post he is only retiring from the NFL, not New Orleans, adding, "This is not goodbye."
It's a big week for the Kern County Fire Department, with 31 new recruits having just joined the ranks. On Friday, the department held its first academy graduation since 2019. Last year's celebration had to be canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, Kern County Fire Department hosted a dinner and demonstration where the newly graduated recruits showed off their new skills for family members. Later in the day, a formal graduation ceremony was held outdoors for the 31 recruits, with family and friends proudly looking on. The department says this academy was unlike any other, as instructors and recruits had to deal with COVID protocols and constant testing for the virus.
And 17's Unaccompanied had the chance to sit down with a few firefighters to talk about the impact this new class of recruits will have on the department. She joins us now with more. Ileana?
Yeah, happy Monday, Alex. This morning, some local fire stations around Kern County may be seeing some new rookie faces walk through the door. Today is day 1 for these recruits after Friday night's graduation.
Graduations are an exciting time for everyone, but this ceremony is something current firefighters have been looking forward to as well. That's because there have been a number of firefighter vacancies in Kern County. The department says being able to add 31 more firefighters to its ranks will help give the fire department more strength.
This is going to help with the many that have been shouldering the load of responsibility for all of these months and months through all of the difficulties with COVID, historic fire season this last year in California. So to be able to have 31 individuals that are going to be able to be out in the fire stations helping to carry that load, it is certainly something that everyone is looking forward to.
There are 47 different stations within Kern County with 3 shifts available. Engine 64 in Oildale is the busiest fire engine in the department.
That single engine ran over 5,000 calls last year. So that puts into perspective just how busy some of these Kern County Fire Department stations are.
One recruit who knows a thing or two about being busy is Edwin Ayala. Growing up, he juggled working in the fields during the summers and weekends with his mom while also playing football and wrestling.
Working in the fields was an eye-opener that kind of made me realize that education is important.
Ayala put his education first when it came to deciding to be a firefighter. He studied for his EMT license and then moved along to his fire science courses and finally the Fire Academy. His goal is to help people in his community and other rural towns do better for themselves. He wants young kids to know it's possible.
Everybody here especially wants to help you, and if you just look for the help, you're going to get it. Like I said, I wish I had more exposure to it, but we have, I believe, on the social media page for the Kern County, there's a program to help you learn about, taking the right pathway to becoming a firefighter.
And to all the newly graduated recruits from everyone here at 17 News, congratulations and good luck. In studio, Liana Capian, 17 News.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.